Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the concept of index match with multiple criterias, starting with the index match function. But before I actually start with the function, let's take a look into the data first. So I've taken the brand as Tata. There's only single brand I have taken, along with a model of Nexon EV with different configuration, color and price. I've used the function of rand between to generate these values. Starting with the index match function. So the question or the ask here is that based on these four criteria, that the brand should be Tata, model should be Nexon EV, the configuration should be fearless SMR and color silver, I want to retrieve the price. In a normal traditional index match function, what we simply use in this arrays, we take this range and then we supply row number and the column number. You can do the same as well in this case, but I'll show you a different method a bit, wherein you select the column you want to retrieve. Now since we need the price, I've taken the price column. I'll put an absolute reference. Now the time I supply the only single column from which we want to retrieve the value, you don't have to supply this column number now, because there's only single column which is an array itself or range in itself. Then column number is not needed. I just have to supply the row number. So for example, if I say that this is the column and the row number is 2, so I don't have to define the column number now. So now let's start with the match function. Now this index match function is slightly different compared to what we have discussed in the previous sessions. Now I'll take these four criterias along with and. So Tata and the next criteria and next criteria and next. Now you can have any number of criteria, that could be 2, it could be 20. You have to kind of use and along with this criterias. Next is a lookup array. The lookup array should be in the same sequence, like Tata should match to the brand Tata, Nexon EV should match to the model column. So the range should be in the same sequence. So I'll take this as a range, which is Tata. Now you are going to use and. Then the second range, so you're going to match Nexon EV to model. So I'll take this range. Again and. Third, you're going to match fearless SMR with configuration. And the last one is a color. So you're going to match silver with this color column. Absolute reference. I need an exact match. Since we don't need any column number, so we are good. Now if we find this thing, like we just start our Nexon EV, fearless SMR, silver 11474777. So we got an answer. So this is first method. Second method is this. Let's start with index again. We'll take this as an array. Function of match. Now in this instance, where it says the lookup value, I'll take it as 1. Lookup array. Let's start with this. I'll explain in a moment. Let me just write the function first. I want to match Tata with this column of brand, use absolute reference, parenthesis close, and you multiply and write down the second criteria, that is Nexon EV equals to this model column. This next criteria, which is fearless SMR, equals to the configuration column. And the last one, which is the color, which is silver, matching to the color column, that is equals to. Next is an exact match. Again, I don't have to supply the column number, so we are good. Now before I hit enter, let me explain the function first. Single inverted comma, just to see the formula. Okay, what we are trying to do, we said lookup value is 1. Now we have this array being defined. It says match Tata to this column of Tata. Now we only have single brand, so it says okay, match Tata to Tata. So the time you have the match found, it will give you true. The time the match is not found, it will give you false. And true is equals to 1 and false is equals to 0. So match found, I'll give 1 for all, since we have only one brand of Tata. Next is matching Nexon EV. So since it's not matching to Nexon, it will give me false, which is 0. So I'll take 0 till here. Then we have next on EV, which is exact match. I'll give it true or 1. Now next is field is SMR, no match found, give 0. Here we have 1, 1, and rest is 0, since there is no other field as SMR in this given data set, so we'll mark it as 0. Next is a color, we want to match silver, so this will be 0, no match found till here. Then you have 1, match found. Let's give 0 for these values till here, 1, and the next all will be 0, considering there is no silver. Yeah, there's no silver. Next step as being given here, we are matching. Once we have done this part of it, providing true, false, or 1 and 0, then we're going to multiply the values. Multiply this to the next column, then multiply this another 0, and the last one is this. So once you multiply all these 4 values that you derived after running kind of a match here, now let's drag it for the other rows, and you can see that it is 0 for all except 1. So the time we execute, it is like index, this is the row that, with the column which you want to retrieve. Now if I write a match function, it says 1 to this kind of a here, this function, this column. If I just try to show you, I need an exact match. See, it got the same value as this. So what system have done is says, okay, lookup value is 1, let me find out at what row this 1 exists. They said like, okay, let me just check at what row it is. It is at 18. So instead of taking like this, if I say this range and 18, I'll get the same. So system looking at 1 within this range which exists on the row number 18, and that is what the index match function is. So if I have removed the single inverted comma, you will find the price of this is being found. So this is the method which is majorly being driven based on the Boolean method, where you try to have true and false and convert true and false to 1 and 0 and then execute the function, and again it will give you whatever based on the multiple match criteria that you have. Please do try at your end. In case you have any concerns, you stuck anywhere, feel free to put it in your comments. In case you have any feedback, feel free to provide, and do like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. Good day. Bye bye.